Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Fanboys, be advised, this video contains the absolute truth, may cause hurt feelings, and a need to thumbs down the video. Danny Garcia is no cherry pick for Errol Spence Jr. This is a dangerous fight. Which Errol Spence will we get? Let's just break down the question from our Q&A series. And Johnny Pettis states, did you really say Spence is cherry picking Danny Garcia? Especially after the long layoff and accidents he's had? Absolutely, this is not a cherry pick for, Errol Spence Jr. Danny Garcia is a top welterweight, and I've already stated back on May 19th, 2020, that Danny Garcia is a very dangerous fight for Errol Spence coming out of this catastrophic car accident. We don't know if this guy is ever going to be the same. I mean, look at it like this. Danny Garcia is a top welterweight. He's never been blown out by any opponent. He's always had respectable wins and losses. The guy is a top level fighter. He's fought higher level competitions than a guy like Terrence Bud Crawford. That's not a feeling. That's just the absolute fact. When you look at a guy like Danny Garcia, he's not a cherry pick for multiple reasons. Not only is he a top welterweight, but he displays attributes that support that. He has tremendous power for a welterweight. He's a great counterpuncher as well. Not only that, he's a very experienced fighter. He's been in with big top names and elite opponents and elite welterweights. And he's also a two-weight world champion. This guy has a great chin. You've never seen Danny Garcia being knocked around like a rag doll, getting dropped by a bum. He's just simply not that guy. He has a great, commendable chin. Give Danny Garcia the credit and respect that he deserves against an Errol Spence Jr. coming off of an incredible car accident. I mean, when you look at Errol Spence Jr., instead of being bashed for this fight at this point, especially coming after a car accident, he should be commended for fighting a top welterweight. After being thrown from a moving car, you're taking a top welterweight when no one knows whether you'll be the same or not. He's coming right back into the fire. You got to give the guy respect for this. I mean, this is the same Errol Spence who had his teeth knocked out of his mouth. This is the type of accident that could change him forever or may not change him at all. Anyone saying they know what Errol Spence is going to face Danny Garcia is simply not being honest. They're biased. We don't know if Errol Spence is going to be on the top of his game. We don't know if he's not going to be on his game at all. We simply don't know. We are only guessing, because after this type of accident, some people are never the same. So you simply won't know until the night of the fight when he's in the ring and he's taking punches. Based on this type of accident, his punch resistance could be gone completely. We simply don't know. Anybody telling you they know is a liar. No one simply knows this. Not the answer as of yet. That's why no one should blame him if he went after a lighter touch other than Danny Garcia. See, this is what people don't understand. No one could be mad at Errol Spence if he would have took a light touch, but he didn't. He came back in against a top welterweight. He needs to be respected and commended for that, because anybody with this type of accident would have been expected to take a very light touch, not a top welterweight. And look, not only after going after a top welterweight, he's coming in and he's ready to rock and roll. He's already in shape. He's already on weight. You have to respect what Errol Spence Jr. is doing. Love him or hate him, you got to respect the facts of the situation. When you look at a guy like Danny Garcia, a lot of people, put their number one complaint and they say, well, he went the distance with Ivan Redkach and all of this. Yes, he did. And, that wasn't his best performance, but you've also seen guys, like Terrence Crawford get dropped by guys the level of Mean Machine, Kavaliauskas. That's no elite level fighter. I mean, let's just be real about it. You've seen Sean Porter get dropped by a guy like Adrian Broner, who at this point is just a big embarrassment. All of the top welterweights have shown vulnerabilities in fights. All of them. There's no top welterweight who has not shown a vulnerability. All of them have shown to be vulnerable in some fights. None have shown to be invincible. The problem is people don't keep the same energy. That's what we're going to do in this in this game, and just be honest and unbiased about it. When you look at a guy like Errol Spence, either he will rise to the occasion and beat Danny Garcia and prove to the world that he's still at the top of his game, or he'll fall and show the effects of a catastrophic accident and lose his status as a unified champion. Either way, he must be respected and commended for stepping up and taking this type of fight, which is far from a cherry pick. But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.